Against Jake Darnell. Let's go for the official introductions. Your MC this evening, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to get back to our action, where we have 4 rounds in the heavyweight division. Please welcome our first boxer making their way to the red corner from Blackpool, Jake Darnell.
Well, Jake Darnell, the man from Blackpool, has had a busy 12 months, 13 contests last year. Previously, he's fought Big Fraser Clark back in 2022. He was stopped in the first round in that one, but how much resistance can he put up for Dave Allen?
Please welcome his opponent making his way to the blue corner. From Doncaster, the White Rhino, David Allen!
Well, one of boxing's real characters, the White Rhino, said he wanted to reach 30 pro fights like his dad, Dave Allen Sr., and tonight he will achieve that milestone. And what a career it's been so far. Last time out, losing to Fraser Clark on that huge show in Manchester. Tonight makes his comeback in the hope of having more big nights ahead. A big hometown favourite just down the road in Doncaster. Big fan favourite Dave Allen, the White Rhino, and against Jake Nelly Darnell.
Mr. Dennis Hobson for Fight Academy, live on TalkSport and FightZone, proudly presents 4 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Anthony Rushton, and our referee in charge, scoring the action, star referee Howard Foster. Introducing our first boxer, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the black shorts trimmed with orange. On the scales, he weighed in 18 stone and 4 pounds. This evening, taking part in his 28th contest as a professional, from Blackpool, Jake Nelly Darnell. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent facing him across the ring and boxing out of the blue corner, winning the yellow shorts. On the scales, he weighed in at 18 stone and 4 pounds. He comes to the ring with a great record. 21 wins, only 6 defeats and 2 draws. He has 18 big wins coming by way of knockout from Doncaster, the White Rhino, Dave Allen!
You can hear that warm reception for Dave the White Rhino Allen. As I say, one of boxing's big characters, always very candid and honest in interviews, and that's what people love him for, the Yorkshireman. He really wanted to reach that milestone of 30 fights like his dad, and his granddad a little further ahead with 31, I believe, so he reached that milestone tonight. He's got the yellow shorts on, fighting out of the blue corner, and his opponent for this evening, Jake Darnell, and Nelly from Blackpool in the fighting out of the red corner in the black and orange shorts. And Dave Allen has cited becoming a father of 2 as a big life changer for him, as it will be for most people becoming a parent. And of course, he's got Betty, the name of his daughter, on the front of his shorts, and George, his son, who's still really tiny, just a few months old, and that's given him real impetus and direction in his life, which can make a big difference to any sports person, Spencer.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge focus and a huge meaning for fighters, you know, having young children when they come into your life. It definitely changes the dynamic massively, and you're doing it for a purpose, for a reason, as Dave Allen is now, and you know, trying to reach those milestones, trying to achieve what his father achieved, his grandfather achieved. I totally understand it. You know, he's been at the highest level, like I say, topping the bills at the O2, boxing the likes of Olympic bronze medalist David Price, and now you find him here boxing, you know, in these small arenas, but just still trying to rekindle that career and trying to reach those heights that he once had. Good start here from Dave Allen.
And that's why it's been a fascinating career for him, Spencer, as well, because he's had the highest highs and lows as well. It has really been an interesting career, and he's an interesting character. He had that big win, of course, at the O2 Arena against Lucas Brown, stopping him in the third round. It was a huge night for him, followed by the loss to David Price, as you mentioned. And it's been a bit staccato. He had one fight only in 2020, 21 and 22, and then just 2 fights in 23, so not massively active. And of course last year, what ended up being quite a bizarre affair after all the build-up with Fraser Clark. It was the low blows and it was a little bit messy and didn't do a great deal for either fighter, but it's aged well given that incredible fight that Fraser Clark had last week. And of course Jake Darnell has faced Fraser Clark as well back in 2022. He was stopped in the first round, so really interesting stories in the ups and downs and roller coaster of a fighter's career, and Dave Allen epitomises that. And this, it is all about getting the rounds in, Spencer, isn't it, after that layoff and wanting to rebuild from here?
Of course it is. You know, you mentioned some big names that Dave's been in with in that roller coaster of a career that he's had himself, and yeah, this is all about getting the rounds in here. You can see he's just, you know, just working his way through this first round, not taking any chances, in control of it, controlling the space, working well off the jab. He's whipped in a couple of left hooks to the body as well, but he'll be glad to get this round out the way, Dave, and sort of try and build on that.
Plus he has a focus outside of fighting himself, Dave Allen. He trains fighters, he manages fighters. He has a very popular, that patio of his, where he trains lots of his fighters. It's become quite a famous patio now. Stevie Levy winning her title through training on that patio. So it's good stuff. It's old school, and we like it. He's been out in Tenerife as well, training for this one with Jamie Moore, Nigel Travis, Jack Catterall and the team recently. Of course, Jamie Moore and Nigel Travis were in his corner for that Fraser Clark fight, and so he's been enjoying that as well. That's been part of the build-up, getting away, different environment with the team, training and getting those rounds, and you know, that fitness under his belt as well. He's had a lot of weight to lose for this one.
Absolutely, he's done really well. I think he's dropped 2 or 3 stone for this one, but you know, he comes with a wealth of experience in and outside of the ring, and I love what he's doing outside as well, managing fighters, looking after fighters, training fighters. And you're right in what you say, Stace, possibly the most famous patio in the country right now.
Absolutely. Well, he's come out southpaw now, and that's perhaps to mix things up for himself, test himself a little bit, Spencer, in a different way.
Yep, just trying different things out. I don't think that, you know, if you look at Darnell's record, only 2 victories out of the 27 contests, so I think probably doesn't see Darnell as any sort of threat, so he's just trying certain things out before he's sort of trying to get the win under his belt and the rounds under his belt as well, and that's maybe why, you know, we're not seeing him really driving those shots in right now.
Yeah, because we know that Dave Allen does possess a massive shot. He's deceptively big, Dave Allen, and I've had this conversation with him before about sort of, you know, for a heavyweight, sometimes people don't think he's big. He's deceptively big, and his legs are absolutely huge, and that's where he generates a lot of that power from. And when he really gets his full body behind it and rotates that back hip and steps into the backhand shot, he can really hit.
Well, he just let a lovely uppercut go there. He just drew Darnell in and just pushed out the jab, whipped in the right uppercut as well. Nice work there from Dave, showing good variety of his shots as well. Very unpredictable. He moves the hands all the time. You never quite know where the next shot's coming from, which is quite unusual for a heavyweight. He's got a great vision and he's got a great variety, as Dave Allen.
Not a great deal coming back from Darnell, so it is about Dave Allen just trying different things and mixing it up, Spencer, here with a nice sharp jab there, right down the pipe, and a backhand as well. He's just mixing his shots up now, isn't he? And as I say, there's not a great deal to trouble him from Darnell, so he's wanting to just go through a few different combinations really and mix it up a bit himself, Spencer.
Yep, he just sat on a couple of shots there. He just pushed out the right hand to the head, set the trap, the right hand to the head, and whipped the left hook under the right elbow there. of Darnell, so that was nice work. And again, just looking for the openings now. Now you see Dave starting to sit on those shots just a little bit more, just starting to turn the screw a little bit more in this second round.
I think if he wanted to step on it and get him out of there, I think that's well within his capability, but it is about getting the rounds in at this stage. And do you think there's any particular need to change the pace? Because there's a big difference in 8, 10, 12 round fights to going back down now to 4-3s, which, you know, Dave Allen's last fight, of course, was far more rounds than that, so which he was training for as well. Would you train differently, change the pace?
Listen, I understand what Dave Allen's trying to do here. You just feel that there's a gulf, you know, in levels here when you see these two. You're looking at it, Darnell, you know, he's there and he's come, and he's a moral victory for Darnell is to survive here. For Dave Allen, he's trying different things out, so maybe he doesn't want to take Darnell out right now. He wants to get those rounds, he wants to get rid of that ring rust. You know, he's going to have ideas where he wants to go this year, Dave Allen, what he wants to achieve, where, you know, what is his ambition left in the sport right now. And right, I think for boxing someone like Darnell, it's not about going in there and knocking him out, which I probably could predict he could do at any probably given moment if he wanted to up the pace. But I think he's just in there trying out different things, seeing if things work. We saw him switching southpaw and then the little jab, whipping in the uppercut as well. And I think he's just having a bit of fun in there and trying different things out before he moves back up to that level that he was once at.
Yeah, and this sometimes is what it requires, that so-called rebuilding process. When you've been in those big fights on big shows, sometimes it's necessary just to get a couple under your belt and a few rounds under your belt before you start that rebuild process. And it's important for Dave Allen to get those rounds under his belt, and as Spencer says, he could definitely up it here and, you know, likely finish off Darnell, but that's not perhaps on the agenda this evening, because he hasn't loaded up with any of his shots, Dave Allen, so it's about work rate this and getting the rounds under his belt. And there are some big nights potentially. When you look at the heavyweight division, you can suddenly get a call last minute or step in. There's big opportunities now opening up in Saudi. You just don't know, Spencer.
Absolutely, Stace, that's what it's all about. And maybe Dave's got his eye on that. Maybe he thinks to himself, you know what, let me have one more roll of the dice here. I think I can still get up there and get that one big payday. The money in boxing right now is phenomenal. The Saudi investment is unbelievable, you know, and it is mainly for the heavyweights. We see what's going on out in Saudi Arabia at the moment. It's like a Super League. And Dave Allen, in the back of his mind, is probably thinking, I fancy a bit of that. I think I can get myself there. So it's not about just winning here, it's about practicing different things, trying different things. He's got the ring rust off him, and then we can see him back in the ring very shortly.
I think another thing that can be really difficult for somebody like Dave Allen in this kind of position, when you've been on those big shows and you've been in with the likes of David Price, Fraser Clark, now another Olympian to add to his tally, that big win against Lucas Brown, it's hard to get opponents, Spencer, because you need those opponents for nights like this to start working your way back up to the big nights, because you're not necessarily going to go from one to the other. But he's not in his ascendancy now, so finding opponents who are willing to get in there for the purse available can be really difficult.
Listen, and that's what it is, Stacey. It's all about the money.
It's a business,
and I think
isn't
that,
it?
absolutely, and I think that it's all about the money, and opponents, when they're boxing Dave Allen, are going to be calling for big money. So respect to Darnell here. He's in there, he's come, he's giving it a go. There's levels between these two. Dave Allen in complete control, whips in a cheeky little uppercut there, rolls nicely, body shot goes in as well. And
it's nice work here from Dave Allen as well, because obviously we're used to seeing him load up and go for those big overhand rights and, you know, finish people off. We've seen him do that. We know he's capable of that. He would have that in his locker, but tonight we're seeing something different from him, and this is nice, sustained, composed control work, and it is showing us a bit of what's like boxing technically wise in his arsenal, Spencer.
Yeah, lovely uppercut gone in there from Dave as well, just forced the head back of Darnell. But yeah, you're right, Stace, what you say there. It is all about levels, and he's just showing us his skill set. As a heavyweight, we don't see that much, you know. Heavyweights are all about the big shots, setting the trap, one shot turns it around, knocks his opponent out, whatever it is. With Davey saying, just listen, I've got a little boxing IQ here, I've got a little bit of something. Switches southpaw again here, trying things out, leads with the uppercut. Another dominant round here from Dave Allen. 3 rounds down, 3 rounds in the bank, and he'll be pleased with that.
And I guess if we used an equivalency for, let's say, football, for example, in a match like this where there's different levels, Spencer, you're going to want to score as many goals as you can, but keep a clean sheet. And effectively, that's what Dave Allen's doing here. He's not conceding anything. He's making sure he's neat and tidy. And we're seeing a bit more of what's in his repertoire beyond, you know, just those big heavy shots that we've seen him do before. It's good to see that technical ability from him.
Absolutely, and there's some of the good action in that third round. You see him showing his patience, picking his shots. There we see the lovely jabs. We've seen a couple of uppercuts whipping in as well there. Lead left uppercut, that was nice as well. Just forced Darnell to hold, but yep, complete dominance from Dave Allen in that third round. Will we get the Grand Slam finish? Let's see.
Seconds out for your fourth and final round.
Well, as we were saying, he really wanted to match his father in terms of having 30 professional fights. He's done that with this fight this evening. He's reached that milestone. It's a big one for him. It's a proud fighting family, the Allens, and I know he's been doing a lot of training with his dad on that very patio, Spencer, which is nice as well to see, you know, that connection, as is often the case with lots of families, certainly in mine, where it's a huge part of your life, and it's a strong connection between members of the family, and it's nice to see him and his dad training together.
Yeah, it really is. Like you say, it's the ultimate gladiatorial sport, isn't it? It goes back, you know, to the Roman days, and it's just seeing them working together, training together. Dave trying to achieve those heights, trying to reach the record of his dad, 30 fights and all that. Yep, I love it. You know, it really is good, and he's dominating this fourth round again here. Little bit of showboating, hands down, just trying to be, that's the creativity I'm talking about. You know, when I say trying to set the traps, show us a little bit of variety, show us a little bit of imagination. That's what Dave Allen's doing right now.
Yeah, and the crowd are appreciating it as well, and did start his own YouTube channel recently, and he did an interview, a discussion with his dad, and it was really, really popular, so that was good to see. It'd be interesting to see what his dad makes of this one, and we are seeing a lot of the skill from Dave Allen, which you don't always get to see, and as I say, the crowd seem to be appreciating that as he doubles up on that jab for Darnell. Good to get those rounds under the belt, because you can train and train and train, Spencer, but there's nothing like being under the lights, and you know, he won't be flustered by the build-up for an occasion like tonight, because he's been at, you know, on these big arenas and so on, but still it's an important process getting ready for a fight mentally and in every other aspect, and keeping himself fit, getting that weight down, living the life a little bit better than he's admittedly not done before. And so a good performance from Dave Allen, where we've seen a little bit of something different from him tonight. Yep,
showing us that he's just trying to rekindle that fight that was once in him, and that's what he's doing here. Low-key fight, smaller arena on the undercards, you know, just looking to get himself back in there, finding some sort of rhythm again.
He's gone about this in the right way, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Because if he does go in there and blast him out in the first round, he's not getting the rounds under his belt. He's not showing us anything different.
Well, what have you achieved?
And he's done it, you know, we've seen something different from him here. He's not taken any shots. He's been skillful, technically able at times. So a good performance under these circumstances from the White Rhino.
Yep, dominated this fourth round as well. Only 15 seconds now left on the clock, and it's been another good round from Dave Allen. He's shown us great variety. There goes, slams in the 1-2, switches southpaw again. He's been doing that repeatedly through this contest. Another good round in the bank, and 4 good rounds in the bank there from Dave Allen, and let's hope we see him back in the ring very shortly, because he can build on that now.
He can, and fair play to Jake Darnell, the man from Blackpool, for getting in there in a fight that lots of fighters do not want to accept when they get that call, and you can see why, because Dave Allen there showing us a few technical abilities in his repertoire. Didn't need to load up and detonate that big backhand, or that lead hand for that matter. We know he can fire in some very, very damaging, brutal shots to the body, but tonight we saw something different. Switching stance, picking his shots, moving his feet, changing the angles. Nice display there from Dave Allen, and I'm sure that's exactly the type of rounds that he wanted to get under his belt, hoping to build towards some big, big nights this year. Let's go for the official result for your MC this evening, Robert Blundell.
Ladies and gentlemen, could we please have a big round of applause boxers. After 4 rounds, we go to our referee, Howard Foster's scorecard, which reads 40 points to 36 in favour of your winner, Dave Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, please, a big round of applause for Jake.
It'll be interesting to hear from him in just a moment when I chat to him ringside his plans for this year, but he's made no secret of the fact that he wants to be back in those big fights, both for the financial aspect, as he says he's put lots into the game, he wants to take something back now, he's got a young family, and that is part of the boxing business, Spencer.
Yeah, it certainly is, and yeah, this is a good step, a good contest that he's got under his belt there. Good victory for Dave Allen. Just went through the motions. You just felt that he could have turned the screw and picked it up whenever he wanted, but he didn't want to. I think he was just trying different things out. Onwards and upwards now for Dave Allen, and we can expect him now to go into some bigger fights. And Stacey's just caught up with Dave now at ringside. Over to you, Stace.
Dave, I mean, we know what you can do. You can detonate that backhand, you can throw brutal shots to the body. It seemed quite evident there. You could have got him out at any time, but you wanted to get the rounds under your belt. And the way you went about it was really impressive. Showed the levels there, your technical capability. Tell us what you were planning for tonight, and did it come off as you would have wanted?
Well, I'm 32 now, and I've been boxing 16 years. No one thinks I can box, but I was national champion. I had a place on the Great Britain boxing team. I was a boxer, and then I got fat and lazy and became tough, but I was never tough. So I went back with Roger and Gary about a year ago, and Roger seen me when I was boxing amateur, and he watched me spar and said, "You can box?" And I said, "Yeah, I know." So that really gave me the impetus to try and become a boxer again. My weight goes up and down, I'm up and down, but I think I've matured. Even when I boxed Clark, I still matured. I just weren't in the correct shape and I'm too long out, so...
Well, you showed a lot of your repertoire there and what's in your arsenal. Switching stance, nice range, changing angles. This is about getting the rounds under the belt. It's difficult for you to get opponents because you're in a unique position, given the big nights you've been part of and then onto small hole shows. What is the plan now? I know you've made no secret of the fact you want that financial reward for all the years that you've put in. What's the plan for this year?
I want to box financially in a position where I can just improve, get fitter. I'm 41 days clean off junk food and fizzy pop, and people can laugh at that, but some people got addictions to all sorts. I've had some to other stuff, but junk food for me has been a big problem, so I want to stay healthy, keep getting the weight down, and I'd like to win the British title, whether that's this year or next, I don't mind, but that for me today, 4 rounds low level, but I showed that I can box. I can do it for 4 rounds. I can commit to it. I know with another couple of stone, I can fully fit. I can give people nightmares. Yeah. So yeah, I just want to get back to my boxing.
It was a really good performance. The crowd definitely appreciated it, and obviously we're hoping to see in some big nights going ahead now in 2024. Well done.
Yeah, so a big thank you to Roger, Gary, in Tenerife with Jamie Moore and Nige, my old man. Got a great team. You've matched him now, 30 fights, that's what you wanted to do, and you've reached that milestone. I mean, what does that mean to you tonight, to reach that milestone for you and your family? Yeah, it means a lot. My great granddad 31 though, so you're definitely going to see me again. I've got to match him and then beat him, but yeah, I'd say I've got a great team. That's 5 people there that I know care about me, you know, and that's 5 real boxing people as well. Maybe 300 or 500 fights between all of them, so I've just got to listen, keep getting fit, keep eating clean, and people have made it before, but I'm fully aware now at 32.
The Betty and George watching tonight, your little ones?
Yeah, they're at home, so yeah, your dad will be home soon, and yeah, so just watch the space. I'm not going to promise nothing, but I know what I can do, and these people know what I can do, and we're going to get the best of me, so we'll see.
Well done on reaching 30, we look forward to number 31, well done.
Big thanks Sam Lightfoot's been looking after my phones all night, thank you very much.
Well done, well done.
There's some of the good action in that contest from Dave Allen. We could see he was trying things out.
Can talk as well as he can box, Spencer.
I've
Always
worked out
honest in his interviews, isn't he?
Unfortunately, I couldn't hear the interview, so you can feed it back to me.
Well, he was saying it was his dad obviously had 30 fights. It was his great-granddad actually that had 31, so he said he's got to match that to be the top Allen man. But yeah, he was saying that that's, you know, this is what it's been about, getting the rounds under. And as soon as I went over then he said, I think I boxed well there, didn't I? And he did, and he was saying that people have said over the years he can't box. So I think it was important to him there to show I can box.
Well, listen, that's what we were saying, wasn't we? Like, you looking at the action in the contest here, when we're looking back on the rounds, and you see the variety of punches from Dave. You know, there's good shots going in to the body and to the head. You know, he's setting those traps, doing the feints, leading with uppercuts. Yeah, it was all there.